Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another episode of Thursday Thoughts, where we continue to answer your questions about homeschooling, parenting, and in today's episode, inshallah, so we have been receiving a number of questions about dealing with teenagers, specifically how to control 15-year-old with a mobile phone, or my child has a set of friends who have very negative influence on her and she doesn't listen to me. Inshallah, in season 2 of Thursday Thoughts, we will be answering all the questions we have been receiving about preteens and teens and how to deal with Muslim teenagers living in the West, and how to protect from maybe negative influence, school, peer pressure, screen time. All of these questions, inshallah, we have decided to all answer in season 2. So season 2 will be all about dealing with teenagers. So we have 2 or 3 more seasons in episodes in season 1, where we answer questions about homeschooling, and today specifically not necessarily homeschooling, but about screen time. And it's one of the most frequently asked questions. My 5-year-old or my 6-year-old, my 7-year-old doesn't get off phone, and how can we control screen time, especially during this lockdown? We have all been cooped up indoors and watching TV or laptop or on phone, etc. So if I say to you, just get rid of the screen, it would not be practical, right? Nobody can do that in this day and age. We can't be digital hermits living in a cave or in a shell. It's impossible. So look at what you can control, inshallah, and there are a number of things that you can do. So firstly, the time, how long your child is watching daily. We all know everybody is attached to their phones, right? Like we parents, we are attached to our phones. We live with our phones. Imagine living in a house like going to work or going off to meet your friends without your phone. You feel like you have left off your limb at home, right? We already it would be hypocritical if you spend so much time on your mobile yourself and say to your child, no, you're not allowed anytime, right? No, they should have some screen time daily, but you can control the length, you can control the time, so how much they can watch. And we can't really rule out something solid and rigid for all Muslim families around the world, because every family is different, every child is different, every circumstance is different, and it is always changing. Like your family is constantly evolving and it's different day to day. Like some days maybe you have tons of work to get through, you have like maybe piles of laundry, or you're not in the mood, or something specific happened to you and you're mentally at a very low point. So in those days, like, okay, you can increase it, because you yourself you are in survival mode and you yourself need some time off. And if there's no other way of keeping children busy or occupied because they're so young and they really depend on you, then yes, like just let them watch a bit of prolonged time on that day. But generally there's no cut and clear rule on screen time. Yes, we all know the negative effects of TV and screen for children under the age of 2, right? We have all heard the research has been done, the studies has been conducted, and we all know that it has a number of negative influence on children under the age of 2, like speech delay and really like cognitive development, because that's when children should really go out and explore the environment, form relationship. That's very crucial age, right? Your child should constantly like looking at your face and trying to read emotions, try to make sense of things, and they come up to you, oh mom, like what's happening here, what did she say, what did he say? So you're constantly trying to he's constantly trying to interpret things, and they're trying to give meanings to things. So minimize it, maybe like I don't know, maybe 15 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day. But older children, as they get older, they would want more and more, and you have to make it very clear from the start, from day one, that you can watch 30 minutes a day, 40 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, 2 hour a day. I don't know. That's something that the parents' homework, that's your homework. That's something that parents will have to work out. Okay, we have this things to get done throughout the day. And from 8 till 40 minutes every day, they can sit down and watch something. So number one, control the time, right? What time a day is the most suitable for your children to sit down and watch? I'm talking generally. Like I said, there are days that you probably need more screen time just to get through the day. I'm talking like generally. Look at your day and how long can you afford? How long can they afford to watch? And secondly, control the content. Control the content. So screen time is not just about the time. It's not about the time. It's about what are they watching daily. Because anything that we expose children to, they will be picking up certain things from the things that they watch. There's no doubt about it. You can't say, okay, I allow my children watch X, Y, and Z, but then we will talk about it, we will have a discussion, and I will explain to them. No, you never know what are they internalizing, because you can't get into their brain, we can't get into their head, right? And we're not like engineers or mechanics of children's brain that we can just cut open and like, okay, let me just fix it here and here, and khalas, all the bad content is out. No, it doesn't work like that. So make sure they are exposed to a suitable content. And when we talk about content, there are again a number of things. It has to be age appropriate. It has to be in line with Quran and Sunnah, something that in line with Islamic, concepts, beliefs, and ethos, something that doesn't clash with Islamic concepts, and something, in fact, if anything, that adds value to their learning and education. Yes, we want things for entertainment, it can be, but again, as long as within the boundary of Sharia, within the boundary of Sharia. Like you can't say, I've been receiving a number of questions from like parents, for example, or like my 15-year-old asked me to watch certain comedy series, and I allowed her, and then when I went back to watch after her, it was not really suitable. What can I do about it? I mean, there's nothing you can do about it now if they've already watched. Make dua, inshallah, ask Allah to guide them. But really, it's best not to allow these type of comedy series that promote certain concepts so openly against Islam, right? And we know it's on the increase at the moment. So much entertainment, movies, or like a comedy series, or even cartoons, even like from a very young age. They try to promote LGBT rights, or they always put somebody with transgender or some sort of like character in there, and you know what I'm talking about. So it's best to investigate the content, the concepts that are there, and then make a decision, right? Make a decision based on that. So inshallah, That's my advice. Number one, control the time. Number one, control the content. And alhamdulillah, we now have a lot of Muslim production companies producing Islamic media, be it cartoons or documentaries, and really, like for small children, that now we have a lot more, right? We have a lot more, like I remember when my eldest was young, she used to watch Zaki and Friends, and then she started watching Prophet series, and now we have Omar and Hannah. We have, this kind of mystery bunch. I remember, yes, something that my kids used to watch.
And parents then also need to work on the alternate. It's just not stopping them from something. Just see what you can provide in that time and in that situation, what alternate the kids have. So without providing the alternates, it's very difficult to stop them from watching screen.
Yeah.
But it's not only watching though, it can be like playing games, like crossword puzzles on the phone, or learning new language. It's not only like you watching only. You got
Yes.
me? Like it's more than that. There is online books nowadays.
Yes,
It's considered as screen
like
time
we
too.
got, right? Like we got the Epic.
Yeah, Epic
it's a
is very
digital
good.
library
Yeah, it's so
that
good.
has a lot of audiobooks. They actually, it's true actually. It satisfies the hunger for
Of
screen,
Yeah.
because they feel like even though they're not necessarily watching, they may be reading audiobook
Yeah.
or just listening to audiobook, or even like reading a book, but it satisfies that hunger, like, okay, I have this device, it's something that I can control and manipulate, and touch here and there, and it will do what I ask it to do, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And anything else to add? No, so yeah, inshallah. So there are also, like you said, alternatives. Board games. Board games are really good. Traditional board games, Snakes and Ladders, or Monopoly, or
Or I remember you told me you asked your daughter to book, like you're teaching her through like mobile, like teaching through booking.com, or booking something.
yeah,
That one is considered as screen time.
Yes,
Like you're
yeah.
teaching them
This is
something
skill.
else, like
Yeah.
this is alternate. Yeah, direct to.
yeah.
But
that's
you have
right.
to develop this attitude and taste right from the beginning. Because as you talked about the content, if you are very careful about the content right from the beginning, then inshallah they will automatically attract towards something useful, something informative,
Yeah.
not just watching something which is not giving them
Benefits.
benefits, and not very logical to their minds.
That's right, yes. Nowadays we have a lot of cartoon that is very fast,
Yes.
There's so much happening in the background, like boom, boom, clash, and they change the background, and there's even been like studies about it, and that's why the video game developers, they study this human psyche very much before they develop these certain video games, because they want something stimulative, like the human brain should be, the background should constantly be changing, not the same scenes, right? And then there must be too much action happening. So again, this when I was reading one study, that because the children under the age of 4, if they watch too much this kind of content, then they come to school and then the
Cannot
teacher
focus.
would be like, A is for apple, and they're like,
They are
they
bored.
don't get it, because it's not stimulative enough, right? It's not stimulating for their brain. Like, and then the B is for book. It's not fast enough. The background is not changing, so they actually don't get it. They develop certain taste. You're right, inshallah. So, give alternatives, board games. Ask them to play arts and crafts. Go out in nature. Control the time and the content, inshallah. And may Allah help all of us to fight this battle of screen time, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair for tuning in into today's episode, and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah.